Hey, and welcome to Inacore Gaming. Today is the War Robots test server. This is the first test server in 3 weeks. We missed 2 weeks, so this is This is the first one in 3 weeks, and it's an exciting one. We have 3 brand new robots. We have the Nightingale, which is this one. It has 2 medium weapons and 1 light weapon, and it is a fast flying support robot. Its ability is called air support currently. It takes off, it switches from its equipped weapons to a built-in weapon that suppresses, it lowers the enemy's damage. And while it's airborne, it has stealth, and it repairs both itself and anybody that's under it. This is the way I understand it. It says nearby, so I guess if you're flying next to it, you get it, but if you're under it, you get it as well. The suppression is a 75% suppression. Its cooldown is 16 seconds, and the ability is active for 18 seconds. And I've created 2 hangars, a brawling hangar and a ranged hangar. The next robot is the Ravana, and you can see that the model's not quite finished on the Ravana. You can get an idea of sort of what it's going to look like. It looked like the model on the Nightingale was finished, but the Ravana's not quite done. The Ravana is a heavy, well-protected brawler that sacrifices its firepower for a temporary speed boost and full protection against all damage and negative effects. So the ability, it says to be announced, but yet right here it says it's called Roar. All the stuff on the test server can change, so we don't know. But when it's activated, you get 150% speed boost. You become invulnerable to damage and immune to all negative effects like lockdown, suppression, corrosion, I'm assuming, all negative effects. But you cannot deal damage, so your weapons no longer fire. But it only consumes 1 ability charge, and you get 3 charges. And your cooldown is 6 seconds, and your duration is 2 seconds. So if I'm reading this right, you can click one of your charges off, it runs for 2 seconds, and then it begins to go into cooldown. And then you can click off another one for another 2 seconds. You would be 4 seconds in, and it would begin to charge. And then you click off another one, you'd be 6 seconds in, and then 2 seconds later you would have another one, and then another one after that, and another one after that, and then you'd be 2 seconds, and then you would have another one. But of course this is all periods of time when you're doing no damage, so I'm not really sure. I mean, maybe you could take beacons. You might be able to do beacons like that, but you can't do any damage. So it's sort of like a Loki in a way. It's not permanent stealth, but it's permanent invulnerability and permanent immune, except for like 2 seconds. Now I figured they'll play with these things quite a bit. And it talks about cryo weapons, but I couldn't find the cryo weapons anywhere. They weren't in the store, and they weren't in the giveaway. Not that I could find. Then the third robot is the Cerberus. Cerberus. And this is the community robot. This is the name that was picked, and everything's been picked by the community. This is the robot created together with the robots community, or robots community. It's a fast assault robot that can temporarily neutralize the enemy, equipped with a unique built-in energy cannon and an aegis shield. So you have the ability Blackout. So when Cerberus hits the target with 3 energy charges, and you can't really see it, 3 energy charges that inflict damage and negatively affect the enemy's robot subsystem. So these three, this three energy charges does lockdown, does a suppression, and we don't know how much, and it does a corrosion dot, corrosive effect. So it locks it down, suppresses the robot, and dots it. And while it's doing this, I assume it has an aegis shield, which makes it invulnerable to any weapon type. We don't know how long the cooldown is. We do know it's 500 meters currently, and we don't know anything else. So that's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting robot. It's an assault robot, which makes me think that it's not going to be... You're probably going to have to equip this with some, you know, last stand, phase shift, things like that in order to survive very long. Assault robots don't normally have a lot of hit points, but we'll see. We'll see what they do. So in this hangar, something I wanted to mention is that currently on the test server they don't have any of the robot skills available for these new robots. There's nothing for the robot skills. The only thing they have is a couple of weapon skills. So all of my pilots only have 2 skills, and they're only the weapon skills. So all of the other wonderful weapon pilot abilities that you would normally have are not on any of these robots. I do have an Arthur for my brawling hangar, and I picked an Ao Ming for the ranged hangar. I don't have a lot of time. The server is going to go down here in just a little bit. You can see I picked 350 meters or less for the brawling side, and on this side it's 500 meters or greater. So this is the ranged hangar. Okay. And again, the pilot skills and the modules. I will tell you that I have put nothing but thermonukes and repair units, or quantum radar, or lockdown ammo on the ranged. And on the brawling hangar, I have last stand, heavy armor, or thermonuke, and anti-control to try to live a little longer. And I think that's all we need to say. We'll just get right into a battle. Let's go right in. Hopefully it won't take long to find a battle. I'm not really sure which I want. Whether I want a brawling map or a sniper map first. I'm excited to try these new robots out on both maps. So and here we go. What will it be? Ah, brawling map. And this is the brawling hangar. So, looks good. So we just got a beacon rush. Let's try a pulsar Ravana. A pulsar Ravana. Boy, it's slow. Goodness gracious. effective against those. It's not very effective against those. So those the Ravana was extremely ineffective against those two leeches that were coming up. Really did not, or maybe I didn't use it very well, but really ineffective against the leech. The Cerberus seemed to be much more effective against the leech than the Ravanas were. Of course, those were brawlers, and I was running a ranged hanger. Started out and moved to the left. Maybe I should have stayed where I was and let him take that, but it was a beacon rush, so. Anyway, match number 2. Beacon rush again. This can be a brawler map. Boy, the Ravana is slow. Such a slow. Oh, that's right. It's not. It's only slow when you. To have 3 charges. This only shows 2 charges. Interesting. So I definitely like the 3 robots better as a brawler. Sorry I wasn't talking, but you could see the action. You didn't really need for me to explain what was going on. But definitely like the brawlers. Of course, that may just be my I like the brawlers anyway more. But it seemed like the brawling weapons and the abilities seem to go together better. The Nightingale, I'm not too sure about the Nightingale. I mean, I didn't have enough people close enough together for the healing really to do any good. And being able to suppress while you're flying, of course, it is a support robot. That's what it's billed as. It's what it's put out as a support robot. So, say you could get right above a Titan and suppress the Titan's enemy while healing it, might be pretty good. But I think that the Nightingale's flight ability probably needs to be unlimited, like the Alming's is. None of the other robots, none of the dragon robots have that ability, but I think the Nightingale should be able to, or at least fly for longer. I don't think its flight is long enough. It needs to be able to fly for an extended amount of time, since it can't do any damage. If it was able to do damage while it was doing that, while it was flying, then I understand why you would not want it to be up there. But it is vulnerable while it's flight. All you have to have is quantum radar to take it out. Yeah, I really believe that the Nightingale's flight ability needs to be extended quite a bit, or just made permanent, up there or not, like the Alming is. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Leave any comment that you would like to, and consider subscribing to the channel. Would be greatly appreciated. I will read all your comments. Again, I hope that you enjoyed this today. Thank you so much for being here. I want to close out like I always do, encourage you to find a place of worship. Attend it regularly. Find a place of worship where you feel comfortable and welcome. Attend it regularly with an open heart and an open mind, and I believe that you will find that to be a rewarding and fulfilling experience. I know that I do, and I think that you would as well. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, see ya.